Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New York Empoleons Week 7 Battle of the PBAL. We are taking on the Hartford Wailords this week, coached by Puckbud, and we are... It's interesting. If you didn't watch my team builder, I usually say go watch it just out of habit of saying that, but this time I actually don't think anyone truly knows exactly which 6 I'm bringing, and I talk about it there, because I was actually debating between 7 Mons in the team builder, like in the video of the team builder still had 7 Mons that I was debating between. So these are the 6 that I ended up with. If you want to know why or how I got to this point, go check out that team builder. As it stands, we're going to jump right into this battle because it's already a little delayed and we are just going to get it started. So hopefully you guys are ready. I've got all my calcs up and everything, so we're going to let the battle begin. He's done, we're done, and I'm just going to say have fun and jump over to my doc. So here's his roster. It's Barraskewda, no Gothitelle, does bring the Haxorus though. He brings actually no Ludicolo either, but does have the Whimsicott. So I actually feel okay about my decision here. Because it's pretty much just a standard rain team. Now, nothing on his team outside of a Scarf Haxorus can threaten Dragapult on turn 1. And I just don't think he'd lead with Scarf Haxorus if he does have it. It isn't to say that he couldn't lead with Scarf Haxorus if he has it, but I just don't think that's his best lead. So I could lead with my Dragapult. Pelipper's probably his lead. And if he does lead with a Scarfed Haxorus, that's not as scary as a Dragon Dance Haxorus. So I'm going to be able to switch out and around on that as we learn what moves he's locking himself into or what's going on. So that'll be helpful, hopefully. I know past couple of weeks we've had a lot of turn 1 hacks. I don't want it right now. I just don't want it. So let's hope that there's no turn 1 hacks here. He does bring the Whimsicott, so I can't spam Draco Meteor. There's the Pelipper. I outspeed a Scarf Pelipper. And he doesn't have a ground... Oh, he has Seismitoad with him. So I mean, Draco's free against the Seismitoad. But Thunderbolt's free against the Pelipper. And, or against the Whimsicott. Because that thing's not going to outspeed me. Shadow Ball doesn't kill this thing, and I would rather kill the Pelipper if I can, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just going to click T-Bolt here. If he stays in, that's awesome. I outspeed a Scarf Pelipper, so there's nothing he can do to outspeed me right now. If he just hard switches out, he could go Seismitoad. That's okay. It's annoying, not the best thing in the world, but it's manageable. If he goes Whimsicott, then I at least get some damage off on the Whimsicott. Now, I could just go Draco, which is why I think he'll have more trouble going into Seismitoad, since Whimsicott walls both the Thunderbolt and the Draco option. But if I do click Shadow Ball, which is, to be fair, doing like 90% to this Pelipper if he's a offensive Pelipper, then Whimsicott doesn't want to switch in on that. So lots of possible scenarios here. Now, of course, if he does go into the Whimsicott, I would probably just click U-turn at that point. And if he encores me into Thunderbolt, he encores me into Thunderbolt. We're going to click T-Bolt here. Is he sashed? Not sashed. Pelipper's going to go down, and we don't have to deal with rain for the rest of the game. I can offset that immediately. So Dragapult kills Pelipper with Thunderbolt. And we do reveal that we are Life Orb, which is, I guess, not necessarily unfortunate, is what it is. But he is gonna know now that I have a Life Orb. I'm not Scarfed. I'm not Specs. So if he is Scarf Haxorus, I expect that's what he'll go into. Otherwise, I think Barraskewda is his best play. The reason I don't think he'd go Barraskewda regardless is because I do have the Ninetales, and Haxorus lets in the Ninetales less freely. Okay. Goes out into the Whimsicott. I don't have any reason to stay in on this, even though I can't live a Scarfed Moonblast. But I do have my Reuniclus, which is max special defense. And so I just said Reuniclus, like in a really aggressive, not the right pronunciation way. And so Reuniclus can come in here. He's going to go for the Moonblast. Possibly Scarfed, unclear. Let's do this calc, see how much he does. Definitely offensive, based on that. Yeah, I'm at 172. Yeah, that's definitely offensive. So I could recover. I could T-Wave. But I think the best play is just to click Psychic. He has no resists to it on his roster right now. His only resist would have been Ferroseed and Gothitelle, neither of which came. So Psychic's just free. Light Screen. Ooh, okay. Whimsicott, Light Screen, and Moonblast. Okay. So that does nothing. I'm actually going to click T-Wave then. I don't think he goes Seismitoad here. I just don't see that being his best option. And Barraskewda, yeah, please just land this. Oh, please land this. And now Barraskewda as a threat is kind of neutered. Now the light screen's going to be annoying. I do have the generator, so I'm definitely going to switch out here. I could go out into my Lapras, but Freeze Dry is not going to kill now that he has the light screen. So I could go out into Ninetales, just get rid of his rain and not have to worry about it. Although I do think Lapras is going to be a better play, all things considered here. I do have the Protect. But Ninetales, I mean, okay, how much is Ninetales doing through a light screen? I mean, even Lapras is doing 50%. Let's just go into Lapras here. I think that is going to be my best play. Hold on, I just looked up in the corner really quick. Does he have all 6 of his Mons? Did I miss-see that? So Liquidation comes out into the Water Absorb. He only brought 4 Pokemon. Okay, so what we've decided to do is just start over. There was too much information. Apparently he was missing his Seismitoad and something, and so he couldn't switch into it. So we've decided to just cancel that. We have some information about each other's sets, which completely changes the strategy of the game. Like, almost entirely, but, you know, what are you going to do? So, he says he would have gone Seismitoad on the first turn had I stayed it, you know, had the leads been the same. So, we don't have to make the same leads. That being said, I now have information. We decided we're going to start over. I know 2 things. 1, that he's not Scarfed Whimsicott. And 2, that he potentially will go Seismitoad on the first turn. So, I think my best option is to just actually lead with my Dragapult. And if he does lead with the Haxorus to counter lead the Dragapult, that's just rude, you know? Is basically where we're at that point. So, nothing I can do if he does. If he has the Scarf Haxorus and he leads with it. We didn't leave the game or anything, and I don't actually know how to change items in this screen, so I don't know if you can. I know you could do that in Gen 7, although not when you were in... Yeah, when you were selecting the team, you could do it. So maybe he changed some items around. That'd be ratty. I don't think that's my opponent. Doesn't sound like that's what he's about. Just he only had 4 Pokemon. So he does lead with the Pelipper, and I will lead with my Dragapult. Now, we said full start. Doesn't have to be the same. I'm going to click Draco Meteor this time. If he goes Whimsicott, he goes Whimsicott. He'll get me. But I'm going to click Draco. We didn't say recreate the battle or anything, and Draco will kill the Pelipper anyway. And if he goes Seismitoad, then that's fine. And if he stays in, then I kill his Rain Setter regardless. So it's a full restart with just a little bit of information. I actually have more information than he does. Or he has more information than I do, I should say. But we don't kill the Pelipper here. Goes to the Whimsicott, yeah. So that's what I figured might happen, but I'm not going to stress about it too much. We know he's not Scarfed, so we know he outspeed. And I'm just going to click... I can click a U-turn here. He could Light Screen. That's not... Yeah. So he's going to double out into Barraskewda. Interesting. Well, so I can switch here with U-turn, getting information that he went Barraskewda. And actually, my Ninetales comes in safely here. Because this thing can't OHKO with a Drill Run from full. And it loses the rain boost that it has. So Ninetales is my safest option here. And he could go Pelipper, certainly. That's not out of the question at all. But I'm not going to stress too much about that. And I have a free Willow here. Hits everything on his team. And if he leaves the Barraskewda in to take a Will-O-Wisp, we know he's not Lum, because he stayed paralyzed last time. So him not having a paralyzed Barraskewda and still having Pelipper sucks. It is what it is. He's going to double out Barraskewda. He's going to go back into the Pelipper pretty obviously. But that's okay. Drizzle's going to come back. I can set this thing up with a Burn. Then I can go for a Sunny Day here. Once again, resetting the weather. If he's Scarfed, he might U-turn. He might Hurricane. Neither of those are going to take out my Ninetales at all. And, you know, Scald if he's max special attack modest, Scald, and Scarfed, then Scald could take out my Ninetales and Rain. But I don't think that's going to be his play, since I do have the Lapras, which switches in on this thing. So I'm going to click Sunny Day here, just to get rid of the Rain. And if he does double out, then he's just going to get stuck in with whatever comes in against the Ninetales and Sun. And I expected the U-turn. Yeah, that's pretty normal. And now he can't go into any of his Rain Sweepers, because I won't outspeed the Barraskewda, but I'll kill it. And Seismitoad will die to an Energy Ball. So he goes for the Seismitoad play. Do you have the Rindo? Life Orb Earthquake only has a 50% chance to OHKO. So I can just click Energy Ball here. He's going to double out the Seismitoad. What is your play here? He's going to go back into the Pelipper again. But you know I outspeed you, and you know I have the Sunny Day, so I can always click it again against this Pelipper. Now, you could go for a Scald at that point. Sure, now that you know that I might click Sunny Day. But Scald in the Sun is doing like 30%, and you're just letting this thing get chipped down over and over again. So, yeah, I can just click Sunny Day here. Go for the Scald. It does 40%. That's fine. Now, does he have the Rain Dance? Because if I go Sunny Day and he goes Rain Dance, that's just insane, you know? But we can just reset the Sun every time he comes in. This is one reason why I wanted to bring the Leafeon, and I talked about this in my team builder. Leafeon was the 7th Mon that got left. It also had Sunny Day. So he goes for the Scald. That's going to do, like, nothing. Yeah. So he's not even offensive. That's good to know. And he's going to U-turn at this point. That's totally what I'm anticipating him to do. Or potentially Roost. One of the two. And I could go out into my Lapras here. Because whether he U-turns or Roosts, Lapras' Freeze Dry is totally free. We do know he's an offensive Whimsicott, which would be annoying. So Roost comes out. And this is a free Freeze Dry. He actually, the only Mon that is even neutral to it is Heliolisk. Everything else is weak to it. And it's doing 35 to 40% to a Heliolisk. So I'm just going to Freeze Dry here. I mean, he could try to U-turn, but he'll die. If he goes Barraskewda, it'll die. If he goes Seismitoad, it'll die. If he goes Haxorus, it'll live, but it won't like it. If he goes Whimsicott. So he does outspeed me, which is totally expected. I'm a quiet nature, and I naturally underspeed. So that's fine. It's going to be Heliolisk. That's the only thing that can switch in at this point. Yeah. And that's fine. I want to know if you're Solar Power, Dry Skin, like what you are. And the Sun will actually tell me that. And yeah, it's like 40%. Dry Skin. Okay, good. You're not Solar Power. That would have been some crazy tech, though. So with the Dry Skin wearing you down, I'm actually tempted to click Protect here. Since that's just a free 12% for me, and I get to know what move you're going to click. But I do have the Reuniclus to switch in on this thing. He's probably going to Volt Switch. Yeah, so if I go Reuniclus, and I don't have a Ground type with me, so that's good. The Volt Switch is going to go off, and he's going to go out into his Pelipper, one way or another. So I could go Reuniclus, and he's at 2 healthy now with his Pelipper for me to kill him with this. I could go out into my Surfetched, but if he does decide to stay in, now that I've clicked Protect, just to stall out an extra turn of Dry Skin here, that'd be annoying. So I'm just going to go out into the Reuniclus here. He's going to click Volt Switch most likely. It's not going to do very much. And he's down to like 40%, and he's Life Orb, so he's down even further. Great, that's fine. That thing's chipped so far. So it can't switch into Lapras again, is what I got out of that. Because if he brings that thing in on Lapras again, I just kill it. So that's awesome. Seismitoad's going to come in the Sun. Interesting. Well, the Sun's fading, but still, I don't think this thing's going to kill me since I have the Culver Berry, so even the one thing that it would have, which is Knock Off, isn't going to kill. An Energy Ball should kill him. So I'm going to click Energy Ball. Goes for the Stealth Rock here. He doesn't want me switching in for free. It's fair. It's fair. Reasonable. I didn't bring rocks this week. I'm going to click Energy Ball here. And body the Seismitoad. So that thing's gone. That's one of the Rain Sweepers down. I do have to deal with the rocks being up now, but Reuniclus kills Seismitoad with Energy Ball. Now Pelipper comes back out. And Psychic's doing like 70% of this thing, and I can click Recover. I know you're not offensive, so I'm just going to click Recover. He's going to click Knock Off. Okay, I'm going to eat my Culber. This is going to do literally 0, especially with the burn. So, yeah, that's fine. Critical hit, too. Oh my gosh. Doesn't matter. I'm clicking Recover either way. Now, I am Regenerator, so this thing isn't, like, even a Hurricane damage isn't going to matter, and I'm just going to click Psychic here. Again, he has no switch into it, except for the Whimsicott, which doesn't want to come in without the light screen being up, so it'll take, like, 55%. Goes for another knockoff, but now that I don't have an item, and we know he's burned, and, yeah, not offensive, that doesn't matter at all. And we're just going to click Psychic, and I'm just going to keep spamming Psychic. That's unfortunate that he is bulky. I'm actually thinking Energy Ball, because he's going to Roost here. And Energy Ball, it does a lot more damage. Yeah. Let's go for Energy Ball. That's the play. Oh, he goes for the U-turn. Good play. I actually commend that. So we know he's Knockoff, Roost, and Scald. So we know his whole set. We know he doesn't have the Hurricane. So now I really wish I brought Leafy on, because that thing could have walled this thing forever. But we are going to be able to take out... Not take anything out. If he goes Whimsicott, that's... I mean, it is what it is. He knows that I have the Energy Ball. He could Encore me with the Whimsicott, for sure. But, yeah, so... I'm so distracted. I'm getting a Skype call. But I'm not going to answer it while I'm in the middle of a battle, so... We're just going to let that one go to voicemail for a sec. And I don't know what he's going to go into here. I don't know how long this battle's been going. My recording is no longer a useful metric to know how long a battle has been going on for, because I am... I had the whole thing happen in the middle, and I didn't reset it. So, this is a long time, though, he's debating on this move. He's going to go out into the Barraskewda. That thing probably can kill my Reuniclus, especially in rain. Oh, but he's going to take this Energy Ball. I forgot I clicked Energy Ball there. So Barraskewda's going to go down, and both of his Rain Sweepers are dead. Reuniclus kills Barraskewda with Energy Ball. Right, because he was going to... I thought he was going to Roost. And then I thought he was going to go Whimsicott. Now he goes Whimsicott, 100 times out of 100. Now, rocks don't matter because I have Regenerator, so I can always switch out on them. This thing does... I mean, I can just T-Wave the Whimsicott, because even if he sets up a light screen, that thing being Thunder Waved means that there's a 25% chance he just doesn't act. Haxorus comes out. Okay. Do you kill me in one hit with anything? No. I'm just going to T-Wave this. If I miss, or if he's Lum, that's annoying. Is it the end? Is it the end of the game if he's Dragon Dance? No, because I still have both First Impression and Sucker Punch. And so I'm just going to click T-Wave. If he's Lum and I miss... Oh, he's Swords Dance? Okay. First Impression's not going to activate anymore because he's already stayed in for a turn. Thunder Wave comes out. Swords Dance is scary. I won't lie. It's intimidating. But I do have... Now I outspeed it with basically everything on my team. Except for this. +2 Adamant. I don't know what item he is. Dragonclaw could kill me. And this thing walls the Whimsicott and stuff. Although the Whimsicott sort of also walls this, so... I think Reuniclus has done its job. I really do. I don't think I need it for anything else. I'm just going to stay in and click Psychic here. And if he goes... he will outspeed. If he goes for the Dragonclaw, he'll kill. So, Haxorus, Swords Dance, Dragonclaw, and kills Reuniclus. Haxorus kills Reuniclus. Reuniclus with Dragonclaw. But he's not going to outspeed other things on my team now that he's paralyzed. And he's especially not going to outspeed Dragapult. But I don't think he's going to outspeed this either. And close combat should kill. I'm just going to calc that real quick. Where's my Surfetch set? There it is. Haxorus. Doesn't quite kill. Shadow Ball also doesn't quite kill, but I'd rather be able to go Surfetched, click Close Combat, and then have Shadow Ball kill with the Dragapult. That way I can click it on the Whimsicott. Although if he's... No, it doesn't matter, right? Because then he's still paralyzed. So yeah, I just Close Combat here. I will outspeed a paralyzed Haxorus. I'm like reasonably sure I'll outspeed. I'm like nervous now that I won't outspeed a paralyzed Haxorus, but I don't see why I wouldn't. I do have some speed investment on this thing, enough to outspeed all Pelipper sets. So if he switches out, then he's not Swords Danced, but he will still have access to the first impression if he does switch out. I don't know if he'd run it. If he ran it, I think he would have gone for it against the Reuniclus. Sacking the Reuniclus felt like the right play, and yeah, he doesn't... I mean, his Pelipper can switch in, but I don't think he wants it to, so I'm just going to click Close Combat. I have the Leak, so I could crit. I don't crit, so I will die to an attack here, but that puts him in range of Shadow Ball, and that's really the important thing. Dragon Claw. Okay, so yeah, he's going to kill me. There's a lot of ways that I wouldn't have died there, but Haxorus kills Surfetched with Dragon Claw. But I think being able to spam Shadow Ball is the biggest thing here. And so I'm just going to go out into the Dragapult, and I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. This thing doesn't get priority outside of first impression. And if he does go out into the Whimsicott, that's not going to take it well. Heliolisk could switch in, but it doesn't outspeed me. Although we don't know if it's Scarfed or not. So I don't know if I want to take that risk. So Dragapult kills Haxorus with Shadow Ball. He knows I'm Life Orb, not choiced in any way, so if he's not choiced Heliolisk, he may not go into it. Oh, we know he's Life Orb. Okay, we've seen the Life Orb. So yeah, we outspeed that. He's in range now where U-turn should kill. It's a risk. Now I could U-turn off this thing, since I think he's going to try to set up a light screen. And if he encores, he encores. I just don't want him to sub for free. So I U-turn, and I'm going to be able to switch out at this point. Now Reuniclus going down sucks, but I do have the Bisharp here. It will have to take a big 2 Moonblast. I don't think it wants to do that. I could go into the Lapras or the Ninetales. I'm going to go Ninetales. It resists the Moonblast. The light screen's annoying, but, like, is what it is. And it gets rid of this rain. But Pelipper's still alive. That's okay. I still have the Sunny Day. He knows that. He knows we can war off between Sunny Day and Rain Dance here. But Moonblast's going to come out. That's what I was thinking would potentially happen. And no special attack drop, so that's good. Moonblast does a lot of damage. Limits my switch-ins for Ninetales for now, but I can Mystical Fire. If he switches out into Pelipper, he switches out into Pelipper. Mystical Fire is going to lower its special attack, and we don't have to worry about it too much. Light Screen comes up. That's expected. That's to be expected. But Mystical Fire in Sun, still going to do a hefty chunk, and lower your special attack so that I don't have to worry about you too much. Eats its berry? What's its berry? Citrus? It's got to be citrus. Okay, citrus berry. Now he's probably he's Prankster. We know he's Prankster. He's not Chlorophyll. Actually, we don't know he's Prankster. We haven't confirmed that. But I'm just going to Mystical Fire here. I'm just getting a little bit of leftovers recovery every turn so that I can switch into rocks again, potentially. He goes Pelipper, he goes Pelipper. Mystical Fire is going to do a little chunk, little tiny chunk in the rain. Hurricane in the sun. Misses the Hurricane in the sun. And he's also at -1, so I probably would have lived it anyway. And now he's at -2. Whimsicott can't really switch back in again, which is great. Again, we're just setting up for a Dragapult to come in and be able to finish the game. I'm just going to click Mystical Fire again. He could, again, go Pelipper. Hurricane, once again in the sun, actually lands this one. But he's at -2, and that's probably going to do nothing. He could get the Confusion. No Confusion. Mystical Fire is going to come out. And we're going to take out the Whimsicott. He actually may have been... So Ninetales kills Whimsicott with Mystical Fire. So we could go Pelipper here. I don't know if I switch out on that. I probably do. Oh, he goes Heliolisk. Why? I mean, I guess Volt Switch threatens my whole team? We know you're Life Orb, not Scarf. So I could go Bisharp at this point. And if he Focus Blasts... Okay, Bisharp's dead. Just straight up. Very dead. But then he takes Dry Skin and Life Orb. And then I think if I go Lapras and Protect, he dies. And I still have the Ninetales to make sure that... So he's probably going to Volt Switch here. That's what I'm expecting. It's my anticipation is that it's Volt Switch here. Because otherwise, this thing... Oh, he goes for the Thunder in the sun. Sunder. The sun fades. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. So I gotta click Sucker Punch, even though the likeliness of him staying in, the likelihood of him staying in is very low. I gotta click it. He actually does stay in. I thought he'd go Pelipper there, but Bisharp kills Heliolisk with Sucker Punch. And Pelipper can come out. I don't think I've gotten rid of Pelipper's item. I don't think I've found out what Pelipper's item is. Possibly Damp Rock. But that means Knockoff's doing enough to kill from here, and I should outspeed it. Though if I don't outspeed it, or if Knockoff doesn't do enough to kill, then he's going to get off a roost. But I have the Power-Up Punch this time, and I have the Ninetales still. Just that there's only 60 seconds left, so I would love for the battle to end. And I know I will win this eventually if I've given more than a minute. But if he doesn't click his move, so he can get the 4-1 instead of the 3-0 or 4-0, there's nothing I can do about it. I've never had a battle go to timer, and this one doesn't have to. So I'm going to click Knockoff, and that is going to take out the Pelipper, and we aren't going to go to timer here, so Bisharp kills Pelipper with Knockoff, and that's going to do it for this game. So great game to my opponent. Apologies for the beginning and all the craziness that happened. I hope that us resetting the game felt fair. I certainly, once the game got started, was just in the second one and didn't really think about the first one, other than a little bit of information that I had gained from some of the sets, which you had of mine as well. So I don't think it was unfair in any way. I think that was the best way to resolve that, since we had played it out a little bit. But anyway, that's a victory for the New York Empoleon, and that's week 7. So there's 2 weeks left of the regular season, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we are able to take this momentum right with us at the end of the season into the playoffs. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Take care, everybody.